Hey y'all, this is your girl, Coach Pamela D, joining you on today to give the word of the week. I forgot to do it last week. Now, I may skip a week, but I'm never going to skip a word. So I want to dive in with the question like we always do in these videos, and then we'll move right on through with it, and I hope it bless you. And then I hope you share it so it can bless someone else, okay? So the question of the week is this, or the question for this discussion. What did God's comfort look like for you in your lowest moment? Okay, so the word of the week is comfort. And I came up with a definition based on my experience with God of what comfort looks like for me. And it's going to look different for you based on your experience or what you have learned on your journey. So, what it looks like for me is when God shows up in a personal, practical, and spiritual way. And it's how he meets me right where I am. That's comfort for me. But tonight or today or wherever it may be when you hear this video, I want to share with you all examples of what God's comfort often looks like. I'm not saying this is what it looks like all the time, but often looks like. Okay? So let me start with the first example. It's a quiet sense of peace in the midst of chaos. What do that mean? When nothing has changed around you. That unexplainable peace often shows how God is still in control of the situation. All right. The next example is experiencing his presence, not just a solution. So, and the reason why I say that is because God doesn't always remove the situation right away, but he stays with you through those situations. And that's what I love about God, because it been times I've been waiting on him to work right away, instantly, and I'm like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And then I'm like, you ain't gonna come, huh? But what I learned is that God was carrying me through the situation. Okay. His comfort is knowing that you don't have to carry the pain, the confusion, or the grief by yourself. He's carrying it with you or for you. Okay? So that was another one. Here's another example. Strength you never had before. Sometimes we may feel weak, but somehow we keep going. And we want to know, how do I keep going when I feel so broken? Right? That endurance is God's comfort strengthening you within to go through or to keep going through those situations or moments where you're feeling weak. Okay. Another one is a word that meets you right on time. God knows I get this quite often. There is times that I hear a scripture, a sermon, a song, or a conversation that speaks exactly to what I'm going through, right? And I've realized that that's God's way of reaching out to control and guide me through the situation. So I'd be like, God, I see you working. I see you when those things come up, I just get this instant joy because I'm like, that's God. There's nobody but God. That's not man. That's God. And I'm like, thank you. I got it. I can fight. I can move forward, right? So another example is people who show up with love and support. Okay? God often comfort us through friends, family, or even strangers. And I get that too. So occasionally that brings encouragement, understanding, and care when you need it the most. I go to work sometime, y'all, and a stranger will stop me and say, you know what, you look so beautiful, or you smell so good, or you know what, I just love how you carry yourself. And I'd be like, thank you. Because I'm not thinking about it. You know, it's just probably how I operate throughout my day. So I take no thought into it until somebody come and show up and give me a word. Okay? Now, another one, hope that rises again. So after pain, disappointment, or loss, God's comfort restores your ability to believe again, to hope again, to trust again, and to move forward. That's what it does. And when he gives you the strength to do all that, you need to just move forward. Don't question it. Don't wonder what happened. Just move forward, okay? Now, I want to shift a little bit to What happens when misconception about God's comfort is spoken to you? Now, listen, sometimes we often expect God to move the problem immediately, and he doesn't do that. And sometimes people be like, God gonna move that thing right away. God gonna do it right now. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but you don't know what God's plan is for that person that's going through a moment. So I think that we need to be very careful how we encourage people and what we say. Another example, what God's comfort looks like, I can tell you, it's peace in confusion, it's strength in weakness, it's clarity over time, and it's support through others. That's what it's looked like. That's what it has looked like for me, and it might look that same way for you. Okay. Now there is a danger in ignoring God's comfort. And you're like, what? Is that such a thing? Yes, it's a thing. Because sometimes people ignore God's comfort because they're angry. They're disappointed. And the reason why we overlook God's comfort sometimes is because it does not come how we want it to. Okay? So we ignore it. That's a dangerous thing. Okay? We may stay stuck in pain because we're looking for an instant change instead of a gradual healing. You know, sometimes that burden or that pain is so heavy, we want God to take it away right away. But you know, it's something when you go through a gradual healing, that you will know that next time that you feel so much heaviness or pain or grief, you know that God is the answer and the solution to carry you through it. Why? Because you went through that healing process gradually. Okay? It was not like that instant oatmeal that we make in the morning before we go to work. Okay? So another one is how to position yourself to receive his comfort. That is being still and being present. Don't be distracted. Be present so that you can hear from him. And that's also praying and have an honest conversation with God. Now look here. I want to pause for a minute. I believe in having an honest conversation with God because he already knows all about us, right? He knows everything. So why am I going to sit and waste time lying? Right? No, I'm going to be honest with him because I need him to be honest with me, which he will. Letting go of control. For those who like to be in control like me, I like to be in control. But there is times where I got to let it go. God, here you go. You can have it. I don't even have enough fight in me. I don't have enough energy or strength. I don't have a solution. Here you go, God, take it. I find myself doing that quite often. So y'all let go of that control so that God can take control. Okay? Accepting support from others. That is the hardest thing for me too. But I'm working on me in this season where I can try to accept support and control from others, because here's my thing and my hang up. I don't need nobody to remind me what they have done for me. So that's probably why I'm so hesitant of that support and control. I'm sorry, accepting support from others, because I got to make sure your intentions is right. I got to make sure you don't throw that back up in my face. I don't need you to remind me that you did X, Y, Z. Okay? So that's it. Now, closing out this video, there's a scripture for the week that I want to share with you. And it's coming from 2 Corinthians 1:4. And it says this: who comforteth us in all our tribulations, that we may be also to comfort them which are in trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comfort of God. What do that mean? It means God's comfort is not limited. It meets every kind of need. So make sure you share and remember you are not alone. The Comforter is here. God bless until we see each other again.